Kabir, loved to draw more than anything else in the world. He would spend hours upon hours lost in his art, sketching the stars, the trees, and the faces he saw only in his imagination. But his world wasn't a perfect canvas. His pencils were always broken, his paper was always torn, and his dreams were constantly doubted by those around him. Art can't feed a hungry stomach, they'd say, their words like stones thrown at his fragile passion. But even when his world screamed at him to stop, Kabir kept going. He sketched on scraps of newspaper, on dusty walls, and even drew fleeting masterpieces in the sand. He knew something fundamental. Passion doesn't need perfection. It just needs persistence. One day, at the annual school art competition, disaster struck. It was the final round, the moment he had been dreaming of. And right then, his only pencil snapped in half. The audience, a mix of classmates and teachers, let out a ripple of laughter. Kabir stood there, frozen, his dream slipping through his trembling hands like fine sand. For a moment, the world went silent. He could feel the weight of every doubt, every cynical remark, pressing down on him. It would have been so easy to walk away, to accept defeat. But instead of giving up, a fire ignited in his eyes. He picked up the broken half of the pencil. Taking a small blade from his pocket, he sharpened the splintered wood, his hands unsteady but his resolve firm. He began to draw again, his heart racing, his spirit absolutely unshaken. The broken point scratched against the paper, a sound of defiance. He poured everything he had onto that sheet, his frustration, his hope, his unwavering love for art. He drew with such intensity that a small cut opened on his finger, a drop of blood mingling with the graphite. But he didn't stop. He just kept drawing. When he finally lifted the pencil, a hush fell over the room. His artwork wasn't flawless. It had rough lines and smudges, but it was breathtaking. It carried the raw, unfiltered soul of a boy who refused to surrender. There were tears in the eyes of many who looked at it because they didn't just see a drawing, they saw a story of incredible resilience. Kabir didn't win the competition that day. The prize went to a more technically perfect piece. But something more important happened. The school principal, a man known for his stern demeanor, took Kabir's drawing. He had it framed and hung it in the main hallway for everyone to see. Beside it, he placed a small plaque that read, "Sometimes broken things create the most beautiful stories." Those words became Kabir's truth, a guiding light that he carried with him through every hardship that followed. And there were many. He faced rejections from prestigious art schools, one after another. There were long, cold nights spent painting on the streets, hoping to sell a piece for just enough money to eat. Each rejection, each struggle was like another broken pencil. But each time he remembered the principal's words and kept drawing. Then, one evening, as he was painting under the dim glow of a streetlight, a well-dressed woman stopped. She watched him for a long time, her expression unreadable. She wasn't just looking at the canvas. She was seeing the story behind it. She saw the passion, the struggle, the unbroken spirit. She was a gallery owner, and she saw something the art schools had missed. She offered him a chance, a small space in her gallery to exhibit his work. That was the spark. From that moment, Kabir's name began to rise. Not because he was the most technically skilled artist of his generation, but because he had the strongest heart. His art resonated with people because it was real, it was honest, and it was born from a place of struggle and triumph. Years later, Kabir stood on a grand stage, a prestigious award in his hand. He was being honored for his contributions to the art world and for inspiring a new generation of young artists. The applause was deafening. He waited for it to quiet down, and then he held up a small, weathered object for everyone to see. It was that same broken pencil from the school competition, now preserved in a small glass case. "This," he said, his voice ringing with emotion, "this isn't just a pencil, it's proof. It's proof that you can still draw your future, even when life tries to erase you." The crowd erupted in applause, a wave of understanding and shared experience washing over the auditorium. His story wasn't just about art anymore. It was about every single person in that room who had ever felt broken, defeated, or overlooked. It was a reminder that even when the world takes everything from you, it cannot take your will to keep creating, to keep believing, to keep moving forward. Failure doesn't define you. What you do asterisk after asterisk, you fail, that is what defines you. As Kabir looked out at the cheering crowd, at the faces filled with hope and inspiration, he smiled. He knew, with absolute certainty, that sometimes life breaks your pencil just to show you how strong your hand truly is. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more inspiration. We'll see you in the next one.